about it, but so many people in my family are pretending like they don't know the truth, or that, they need a report to be sure. And it's like, I want to be respectful, kind of like how they're feeling, but I don't want to not talk about this with my sister. Um, and I was just watching a TikTok video, right? And they were talking about like this huge cosmic event, and how like, what was the guy calling it, the crossroads of destiny, and how it started on September 7th and it ends on September 21st. So just a little background: my sister, we my uncle found her on September 8th, but we believe, like, in terms of being in contact with her and things like that, that she passed away on September 7th, the date that this like cosmic event was supposed to start happening. And it's not that I don't believe in astrology or cosmic events. It's just that the way people were saying it on TikTok, it was giving me anxiety. So I didn't want to like watch the videos too much. But I wish I did, because I'm like, well, maybe if I watch the videos and let these people prepare me for what was going to be going on in the world, I would have been prepared for such a devastating loss. But I wasn't, and she left. And today is like the end day of that, and I really strongly just wanted to come out and talk about it, because it's like when people die from things like overdoses, it feels like people want it to be a dirty little secret, and like they're ashamed of it or something. But I personally could never be ashamed of my sister, because I love my sister and I understand the struggles that she was going through in life, and I know that she didn't intentionally do this, like die. If you've been on any of my lives lately, I've had a whole bunch of stuff going on, but her man just died a few months ago from a fentanyl overdose too. And they leave behind a 2-year old, and I'm just like, what I feel like I need to talk about it, because it's important, if you're doing drugs, if you're doing drugs like that, to know like how dangerous it is, because people are literally dying. Hi. um it's going all right. I'm talking about not doing drugs. Just don't do drugs, because like it's literally killing people. Even if you don't intend to die, people are dying. They're overdosing left and right, and I feel like if I don't talk about it, it's silencing the fact that these people are out here dying. And every day, every single day, somebody's overdosing. It's just unbelievable. So my sister had been clean for 2 years. She had her baby. She wanted to change her life. Big mama. She wanted to hello, Ray. She wanted to change her life, for her daughter or whatever, and she did. She was very successful doing that. But her man, they'd been together for 15 years. He just couldn't get it together. He couldn't stay clean, and so she was always talking about how bad it was going to hurt her to leave him and be a single parent. But she was saying she needed to do what was best for her and her kid, and that he was like a threat to her sobriety, right? So she broke her ankle. She broke her ankle a couple of months ago, and in June she broke her ankle. Yeah, was it in June? It was in June. She broke her ankle in June, and I don't know. So she needed his help, like taking care of the baby, getting around, this, that, and the other. And so he was coming around like and staying with her a lot more. And he ended up overdosing in her bathroom. And so that just really took her for a loop. That really put her back some. I don't think she went back to drugs or anything at that point, but it took her back some in terms of like all the healing she had to go through with her sobriety, because they make you talk about the traumas in your life, and they make you like just relive things. And so if you guys know me or have watched any of my lives, I might have mentioned a lot of things to you about the things that me and my sister we've experienced in life. So She was doing really good, but I think with the pain of the Norcos, that might have like in her taking Norcos, I think it might have never date a guy who does drugs or drinks alcohol. I mean, I don't really see what the problem with alcohol is, but definitely if they're on drugs, leave them alone. Especially if you're a female. Not that my sister was, but there are people out there who are strongly influenced by their partners. So if you are dating somebody that has a drug problem, and get away from him, like for real. Yeah, Dennis, everyone drinks, you know. But like this guy, I liked him, I loved him, you know, they were together for 15 years at least. But I always knew that he had a problem, you know what I'm saying? And that I didn't feel like that they were a good match. It was, I don't know if they were trauma bonding or what, but she would tell me that he would do, excuse me, that he would do like really strong drugs. And I don't want to say, you know, it's his fault she started doing drugs or whatever, but because you know, oh, I'm sorry that you don't even drink beer, but yeah. So he ended up passing away in her bathroom, and because of that, they were trying to take their baby that she had just had, and she just broke her ankle, and she was still needing a lot of like care, like, you know, taking care of the baby and stuff like that, and then just losing somebody like that on top of all the other things that we've been through. And I just think for the first time she was alone after all that happened. I don't know, like, because the police have her phone and they're investigating things. I don't know, like, if this is something that maybe she found from his, because she just moved into a new place, right? So I don't know if she found something and decided to give it a try, because this is her first time being alone since he passed. But or if she went out and she bought something and did that, and then she ended up dying from it. But she died. And like I said, I want to talk about it, and I've been wanting to talk about it, but I have too many people in my family who pretend that they didn't know about some of the things that she was doing. And I feel like when somebody dies from an overdose, it's like there's shame in that for not only the person who passed, but the people around them. You know, like, I don't have any shame for my sister. I love my sister, and I obviously would never want something like this to happen to her or anybody else that is loved. But when you don't talk about it, it's hard. It's hard because I don't want to tiptoe around it. You know what I'm saying? I have to tell you, like, this is what happened. But when you don't talk about it, it's like people don't know how serious it is that people are dying from this stuff. I just want to shout to the whole world, like, don't do it. Just leave it alone. These are private issues. That's the problem. You guys think these are private issues. They're not private issues. People are going through this every single day, and people are dying from this every single day. And it's just like I said, I didn't want to talk about it because it's like you just said, oh, these are it's not private issues. This stuff is killing people left and right. What's private about that? Nothing's private about that. It's people are shaming people for speaking about their experiences, and it's like, but this is how people keep on dying because nobody's talking about it. Everybody's too embarrassed and too ashamed to share that, hey, I lost somebody I love to this. Like, how is that private? I don't ever want to be private about it, because if I can talk about it and help somebody know not to do it, that's what I want to do. I want people to stay away from the damn drug. Are you not in America? Drug addiction is a serious America issue. Are you not in America? Where are you from? Where are you at? Because it really is. It's a very serious issue. And a lot of the drugs out there on the streets right now are killing people. And it's not a private issue. I'm letting you know that right now. It's not a private issue. I can't tell you how many people are passing from this. Like, they're getting took out, you know. And then people are like, oh, it was an accident, it was this and that. And then people don't know that how people are truly dying. And so it's like being swept under the rug or something. um it's not even about overdoing it, Giuseppe. Like, one time can kill you. Just don't do it at all, is all I'm saying. Don't do it at all, because you don't know what it's going to do to you. Like, you have no idea. But I agree with you, like, don't overdo it with anything, moderation and everything. But when it comes to taking these street drugs, like, just don't do it. You don't know what's in these drugs. You don't know how much of it you can take. You don't know what's gonna, it could kill you. Like, I promise you, I have seen so many, not literally with my own eyes, but I've seen so many people recently die from this. And they think, oh, I'm only gonna do a little. A little is killing people. Like, I don't understand what people aren't understanding about this. It's crazy. That's all I'm saying. It's just crazy. And I want to talk about it because I think people should know. They shouldn't dumb it down. They shouldn't pretend like, it's not as serious as it is, because it is serious. You see the commercial. Oh, I see the commercials all the time about how deadly fentanyl is, how it's killing people. So why would I do that, Ray? Is that an issue you have? Are you a pervert? Hello? Yes, I'm gonna assume you are, but you can stay. But I don't think that's killing people, whatever you're talking about. But again, it goes back to, you can't share your experience with drugs killing people without people downplaying it or treating it like it's not that big of a deal. So that might not ever change, but I'm not gonna not be vocal about it, because it's a serious issue. And it's something we need to do something about it, bring some kind of awareness about it, more awareness about it, and take it serious. I hope. Okay. Thank you, Giuseppe. So I think that it's something that needs to be talked about. Even if people might look at it as like self-inflicted, it's something that needs to be talked about seriously, because you might not even know the person next to you is struggling with this kind of addiction. And then one day they're just dead. Or maybe they're not even struggling with an addiction. They just decided to try it, and then they're dead. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be laughing then if it happens to your friend, your sister, your brother? Are you going to want to like tell people, don't do this, So you guys can try and be funny about it. I'm not offended by it, because I've already lost my loved one. The only people out there left to be lost is your people. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you. There's that. And let you know, while you want to talk about the other mess, okay, all right, but it's just a fair warning, or fair situation to let you guys know. But yeah, I already knew that talking about it was going to be hard, because people don't take it serious. So they think it's all fun and games and a joke, but it's not. It's like really not. Hello, Giuseppe. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hello. Anyways, but to the other side of that coin, I was watching a TikTok, and the TikTok said that we were in the middle of something called the Crossroads of Destiny. And I really feel like that stuff is real, because like I said, she passed away on September 7th, and that was the day that this Crossroads thing was supposed to start. And she made a choice. And I think if you are standing at the crossroads of destiny and you have a choice to continue on the path that is, your sobriety or your addiction, and you choose your addiction, and it ended up killing her, I'm like, oh wow, this Crossroads of Destiny stuff is real. So I'm like, wow, that is crazy. Like, who here believes in astrology? Do either one of you guys believe in astrology? Okay. Well, I do, and it's been getting crazy since September 7th, and today's the last day of it. I guess it's supposed to end on a new moon and a solar eclipse or something like that. I really don't know exactly what's supposed to be going on. But I know that if this is supposed to be like, when they said that this is supposed to be like a chaotic period in time, and if you weren't making the right moves during this like 2 weeks, if like after this you're either going to be stuck in chaos and misery, or you're going to be able to be like what is it, like peaceful and prosperous. I would love to be peaceful and prosperous. I really wish I had paid attention to those videos before we went into this 2 week cycle, because I might have made different decisions or better decisions, but I haven't. I've been moving in a fog anyways. Like, I guess I should just put this in the notes that I'm my sister's legal next of kin, so I've been taking care of everything for her, and it is stressful. It is absolutely mind-blowing to have to do, you know, when you love somebody and you lose them so young, to have to take care of all that. And I don't think I've had no space to make good decisions, not that I'm making bad decisions, but I mean like make decisions in my own personal life that reflect like what I'm working for or wanting, because I've been so focused on laying her to rest. And today's like the last day of that, and I'm like, wow, so did I miss the bus? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I've been at any kind of crossroads except deciding what I want in my life. But anyways, I think I titled this live a life update. I haven't really done one, so I don't know where I should start at or where I first left off on an update. But I would say since I moved here in June, I haven't really been on YouTube that much. The lighting in the kitchen's bad. If you've been with me a while and watching my lives, you know I usually go live and I cook. I haven't really been cooking lately. I've been, you know, because all the business I've been handling for her in terms of funeral arrangements and things like that are about 3 hours away from where I live. So I've been driving back and forth, and I haven't really been doing cooking videos. But today I'm cooking. I'm making a pot roast right now. I think I might go live later on if I can find my phone charger, and show you guys how I'm gonna make the candied yams with that, because my nephew's here, and he likes candied yams with some macaroni cheese and some green beans and some cornbread. Everything pretty much is gonna be like from scratch. But you know, the pot roast is gonna take the longest, and I got started late because we went out last night. I decided I didn't want to sit in the house and keep on moping. What I wanted to do was I got invited to my friend's birthday party, and I wanted to go out and I wanted to be around other people and be in a space where I could pretty much like get my mind off of everything, you know what I'm saying? And just not be in the same environment I've been in, and be around, you know, people that I love for and care about and haven't seen for a while. So we went out last night, and I woke up late today. Normally, you guys know I wake up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, but I woke up around 10 o'clock today, so dinner's late. But and then tomorrow I've got to do a trip. I've got to meet with the pastor to go over, like, I don't know, our vision for the funeral or whatever. When I tell you, like, funeral planning is so stressful, it is stressful. I think it would be easier if I lived in town, like, closer, but because I live so far away, it's the traveling for me. And these decisions are really hard. I feel like since I lost my sister, every decision I've had to make for her, I'm like, I hope that this is the right decision. Like, I hope that this is what you want. I'm like begging, pleading, asking for a sign. Like, let me know if this is what you want. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to disappoint her. I don't need her haunting me. You know, like, you didn't do my favorite color for the funeral. I like, so, but of course I know her favorite color is green, and it's a good funeral color. I have one of her rings on right, well, 2 of them, and they're, well, one's green. But anyways, so yeah, what was I saying? So since I moved here, the lighting in the kitchen's bad, and I still haven't figured out a good way to get good lighting in there so I can continue doing lives on cooking. And I haven't recorded anything either. It's just the lighting's so bad, and I don't want to put out low quality videos, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't really been going on live that much, but I did mention in June, I lost my aunt. In June, I'm gonna call him my brother-in-law, even though he wasn't married to my sister. And then it got really hectic because, like I said, her ankle was broken. So I took the baby in for a while she was going to her doctor's appointments and handling his arrangements, you know, because again, I live really far. And you know, then it was like back to school, then I had work, and I'm like trying to adjust to like the new schedule and everything. So excuse me, I really fell off with going on live. And I was gonna go on live today, but cooking the pot roast takes some time. So I was like, I'm not gonna sit here on live for 4 hours cooking this pot roast. But I should have went live when I start. But again, it's the lighting issue. But anyways, I'm here because, like I said, I want to talk about this, and I don't feel like I'm talking to anybody when I'm on live. Yes, I have in my life, not like that, nothing serious, smoke a little weed or something, but all that other stuff, absolutely not, because I'm scared that it's going to like completely alter the course of my life and affect, you know, the people that I love. I had kids, well, my oldest daughter pretty young, so I've always had a responsibility, you know, for somebody else my whole entire life, and I didn't want to and don't want to jeopardize that by doing something like that. And I'm thankful. You know, some people might have looked at having a kid really young as like a mistake, and I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but I'm just gonna say it helped keep me on track of trying to be responsible and aware how my decisions just aren't gonna affect me. It's gonna affect somebody else. So no. How about you? Have you? Where are you from? I don't think you talked about that. I don't think you mentioned that. Where are you from? Where are you from? And am I saying your name right? Is it Giuseppe? I don't know. But yeah, so it's just been really busy, but damn, that's crazy. It's just crazy how time flies. The last few months feel like a blur. Things that happened yesterday feel like they were light years away, and it's just unbelievable, you know. And if this astrology stuff is true that guy was talking about, you know, I just hope that this is the end of the chaos, that nothing else chaotic can happen in my life. I've been feeling like since 2022, everything in my life has been so chaotic. There's been so much stuff I've been dealing with, and there have been little pockets of peace or whatever, but it's still painful. But hopefully, whatever this crossroads of destiny is, if I can find the video, I'll probably, like, after this live, I'll leave it in the description so you guys can see what I was talking about. But this crossroads of destiny ends. I hope that I am on the path of peace. Okay, peace and prosperity, whatever he was talking about. But baby, give me the peace. Just give me the peace. You know, I feel confident that that's where I'm gonna be instead of the path of chaos and misery. And I only say that because I don't have my sister. I can't think of very many things on earth that are worse than that. So yeah, but I'm home alone right now. This is probably the only other reason I'm on live, because it's quiet and I can talk like candidly, and I don't have to hear, you know, like YouTube videos in the back for my kids or somebody asking me for that. Dang, that roast has been on for 2 hours. Okay, I said after 2 hours I was gonna start on my yams. I already like sliced them, and what do you call it? I already peeled them and I already sliced them. And then I'm watching a helicopter fly into the hospital. I already sliced the yams. peeled the yams, sliced the yams. I'm gonna cook them on the stove top. I got this bomb recipe from this guy on here, Smoking and Grilling with AB, I think is his name. But I'm trying to get everything together while everybody's out of the house. I very rarely get moments alone for long periods of time. So I just want to take the time right now to hop on live and to give you guys this life update. If you've been watching my lives before, you've probably interacted with my sister. She was always in the comments and, you know, interacting with me and talking to me because, as I've said, we live a couple of hours away from each other. And so I'm going to miss having that support, you know, just my friend, my best friend here. It is crazy to think about that. I don't have my baby sister, but again, like I said, I'm not going to not talk about it. I'm not going to shy away from it, from the truth of what was going on, because if you can help somebody not to do it, I don't want to not share this. You know what I'm saying? I think so many people who are going through things like that, they feel alone and they have these struggles and this internal dialogue that they have. I just want people to understand that, like, damn it, you don't have to do it. Get help. If you know somebody going through it and you can get them help, get them help. Just get them help. This is like literally some of the worst pains on earth. It's unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? It really is unbelievable. And then coupled with the TikTok video about the crossroads of destiny, I'm like, is this astrology stuff as true? Like, is it really true? I always believed in it, you know. I never really checked my horoscope every day, but I always believed in the astrology stuff. But I'm like, on this kind of scale, is it true? Because it's in alignment with everything that's been going on. And I'm just like, this is crazy. But it's scary too. I think I'm too anxious. I think my anxiety is too high to actually like tune into that kind of stuff. Because when his video popped up and he was giving out specific dates, I'm like, nah. You're making my nerves bad listening to this video. But I'm probably gonna have to find somebody where it resonates with me and aligns with like my beliefs or whatever, because I believe in it. I think if nothing else in my life has shown me that astrology is real, it would have to be exactly what has been going on. And I don't know. I guess you're supposed to, like, the crossroads of destiny, get onto the path of like who you're truly supposed to be, this, that, the other. I don't know who I'm supposed to be. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I just know that I hope whatever I'm doing it right. And that's just what I hope. Like, honestly, I can smell the pot roast right now. It's been cooking for 2 hours, so I'm probably gonna get started on the sides. Am I supposed to cook it for 3 or 4 hours? I think I'm only supposed to cook it for like 3 or 4 hours, or 4 to 5 if I raise it. No, if I lower it, it's 4 to 5. I don't like eating dinner late, but like I said, I woke up late. Normally, dinner would have been done right now, but I did start at like 3:30 cooking. So that's something we've got going on. That it's gonna be really late. I wanted to start cooking earlier, but I fell asleep late and I woke up late. So this dinner got started late and we're gonna be eating late, but that's okay because nobody's got anything to do tomorrow but me. We're all gonna be taking care of what we need to take care of. I'm gonna be packing out my sister's apartment and bringing her stuff home with me as much as I can. I have to do it by the 1st, which is stress. I'm telling you guys, losing people is so hard. There's so much to do, so much that you're responsible for. I don't know how people do it. I feel like when I go through her things, because I've been to her house a couple of times since she passed, when I go through her things, I feel like I'm rummaging. I feel like I'm like desecrating her home. I feel like I'm ruining something in a way, like, because I had to touch her stuff and move her stuff. And I'm like, it's just like, it's a punch to the gut. It's really hard to do. I don't think that it's going to take any time to clear it out, but I just think that it's really hard to do. It's really hard to do. And then you come across things like, oh, all right, she kept this, from when we were kids. Like, dang, can't believe she still has that. Or you find letters that she never sent to our brother. We have a brother in prison that she wrote and she never sent. Or, notes to herself. And I don't know. And it's like you have to throw things away, right? It's hard to let go. Maybe because it's fresh. Maybe I just need to bring her stuff on over here and, store it. And a couple years down the line, I'll have the heart to get rid of what needs to be gotten rid of. But even throwing, like, junk mail in the trash is like, I don't know. But like I said, I'm not going to shy away from the truth of everything, because I feel like if it could help somebody knowing, I just want to help other people not be so affected by this. Anyways, thank you guys for joining my live. I've been on here for 31 minutes, and I'm going to go get started on cooking something else. Not cooking something else, like starting in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? So that I can have the dinner done for my family. I'm going to make the cornbread from scratch. I'm going to make the muffins. I just got muffin tins from Walmart. So instead of making like square cornbread, I'm going to make muffin cornbread. And then start boiling the water for the macaroni and cheese, because I'm going to end up baking that. And then what else am I making? Oh, candied yams for my nephew. So, and the kids will probably like them too, but and then to get a little Thanksgiving practice on. Sorry, you're only talking about drugs, but people who eat too much in America is not a cause of death. I don't know. Just, am I saying your name right? Why are you not telling me if I'm saying your name right? And why are you so obsessed with that? Like, that's not the topic of today's conversation. If you want to talk about that, baby, you don't got a like button. You can go on live and talk about it. Nobody's stopping you. Let's see. Well, you don't do anything on YouTube but watch videos. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna hijack what I have to talk about. Are you okay? I'm only talking about what I'm experiencing right now. I don't know anybody who's died from eating too much. So if I did, I would talk about that too. But I don't. I'm talking about losing my sister friend. And that's what she died from. She died from drugs. So that's what I'm sharing. Yeah, staying on topic. But anyways, I was getting off the live anyways because I gotta go do this while everybody's gone, which I like. It's nice. It's so quiet in this house. I really like it when it's quiet. But yeah, I'm gonna go, and I might pop on later, show you guys how to make cornbread from scratch if I haven't already showed you guys that. And we're gonna call it a night. Thank you for watching. Bye.